when truth bombs down the line. Promoting the Southland 1 week at a time. Promoting the Southland 1 week at a time. SCV chat starts now.
And good Monday, excuse me, let's try that again. Good Monday evening, everybody. Hope y'all are having a fantastic start to your Thanksgiving week. Welcome to your weekly episode of SCV Chat. Hope y'all have had a great week. Last week was a really good, really good episode. Hope y'all get a chance to go back and review that. Really hope that y'all enjoyed that. We'll be doing episodes like that every so often. Before we get started, as usual, the views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are not necessarily those of the SCB, its GEC, nor any division, brigades, camps, or other subsidiaries, strictly those of us who are expressing them. And I hope everybody is doing well. Moose is not AWOL. Moose is just running a little bit behind schedule, of course, with it being Thanksgiving week. That takes a day out of work for him, and being in the agriculture world, a day off, you have to have 3 days to go ahead and get caught back up. Hold on one second. I'm sending a text message. Sorry about that. But I hope everybody is having a great evening. I know I am. It's a short week for me. I get to work remotely tomorrow, and then work Wednesday, and then off the rest of the week. So it's a great time. Of course, this is the time of year when we think back and we sit back and talk about what we have to be thankful for, and I really have a lot to be thankful for. We'll talk about that somewhat tonight, and as well as some of the southern aspects of Thanksgiving. So I have been. Moose has entered the studio, and he's still getting ready. He's wearing a camouflage toboggan instead of his normal chat hat. It looks kind of weird seeing a Moose in camouflage. But he is getting all set up, so he'll join us shortly. Moose, read that text message I sent you a second ago and give me a thumbs up if you're on there, if you're okay with it. But yeah, so it is, like I said, it has been a week for sure. For those who did after my editorial comments last month, or not, excuse me, not last month, last week, who reached out to me about prayers for my mother and stuff like that, I do appreciate y'all sending those. I do appreciate everybody who has reached out over the past couple of days. It's definitely been interesting. Before we get really kicked off, I do want to remind everybody that in this season of giving, you can feed a moose a corn dog for $2.50 a month over at our Patreon. He's laughing. Also, something we do not talk enough about, but we need to mention, is our bonfire storefront. If you go to scvchat.com, our wonderful website that Moose has created for us, and if you go under the support us page, let me see if I can bring that up singularly. Share screen and support us and share. Scroll down, you can see our wonderful bonfire storefront. You can click on a shirt, like everybody's been talking about the new Ken Burns documentary, if you want to call it that, about the American Revolution, where it's worse than his War Between the States one about the peculiar institution, as Jefferson called it. But you know, you can click on that, and then you know, it'll bring you to this page. Share this tab instead. Um, Decline, but then you can come over here and buy, you know, right there, like our Thomas Jefferson one, or you know, if you really want to, because you know, especially with the 250th next year, you can get those. And they are good comfort color shirts. They come in a range of size and colors, including gray, yellow for the AOT, red for the ANV, and of course blue for the our gentleman over in the ATM. And we got an ivory one too, because it you know really makes the colors pop. But you know you can get those. Christmas is right around the corner. So you can go in there. You can go to our entire chat store and see all of our shirts. So yeah. So if y'all are so inclined, go and purchase a T-shirt to help us stay on the air. Sorry, and I saw in the chat where somebody or Alan said that it's storming there. It's getting ready to storm here. I'm trying to keep an eye on the weather myself, and what's the weather doing in your neck of the woods, Moose?
I don't have my mic.
Smoky.
It is smoky here in southern Mississippi.
See, he is there. He's just running late.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm usually the one that's missing an act.
It rained yesterday, so it's muddy, and the grass grew overnight.
You
I don't
know,
know about
in fact, it did rain here yesterday.
It did not rain here yesterday, and the grass did not grow because we had some frost and kind of killed
Let me
our grass growth. You keep getting all set up there, Moose. I'm gonna drop you back behind the.
real quick. Look, new addition to the office.
So anyway, and that wasn't very nice there, Harrison. Anyway, I just want to again thank everybody for that. I do want to make a little bit of an editorial remark before we do get started. Now, within the past couple of days, we've had somebody who is a candidate for office. They reached out to the show and requested that we do some things that I don't agree with. Essentially, it was censor another candidate who was running against him. We have had the same rules in chat from the beginning. As long as you're not saying anything vulgar, anything racist, if you're on topic and you're adding something to the show, we will bring your comments on air and on live. We've always had that rules. We'll always abide by those rules. But he was claiming that this person was having too much airtime and accused of essentially favoritism. And somewhat try to coerce us into stop doing that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to censor the show. We're not going to censor our chat as long as you're following the rules. I will go ahead and say this, that we are preparing for the first of the year where every candidate will have the ability to come on and talk about their position and their views for the future of the SCV and the office that they're running for. But we're not going to do that. I personally don't appreciate being accused of any type of bias or anything like that. And again, we're not going to censor anybody's comments just because you're feeling somebody else has too much airtime. If you are a candidate for office, let us know when you want to come on. Harrison's going to do those. We did those 2 years ago. We did it unbiased, and I was a candidate a couple years ago, and we did it unbiased. So we can do that, but we're not going to censor our chat. But that also is not an invitation for people to come in here and start spamming our chat. This is a place for us to have historical discussions or religious discussions or discussions that matter to the SCB. We do the candidates because we believe that everybody should have, they should be able to hear on a wide range the ideas and ask questions of the different candidates going into office. And this is just an easy way to do it. Not every candidate can travel to California or to Europe or wherever your camp may be. So this is a way for you to be able to hear that. Even if they could travel, you may not be able to make that meeting. So this is a way for you to be informed so that you can go back to your camp and do it like that. This is not a place for urinary competitions and things like that. This is a place for public discussion. So, we're keep it civil, but at the same time, everybody has the right to comment as long as you're following our rules. And we're not going to censor anybody for, when they are contributing on to discussions. So yeah, that's my editorial statement. It looks like Moose may be getting ready, but it also looks like he went back to the bathroom. So yeah, we'll have to wait on that. But tonight we're talking about Thanksgiving, the wonderful holiday that is coming up. That is a Southern tradition in every sense of the way. Really quickly for the chat, I have to make 48 deviled eggs for the family Thanksgiving this year. Luckily, Sam's Club, and that is not a plug for Sam's Club, although if they want to sponsor us, we'll be happy to take their money, or at least keep me supplied in pre-boiled, pre-shelled deviled eggs, or not deviled eggs, but hard-boiled eggs, so I can make deviled eggs out of them. I'm thinking, so I want to know what y'all prefer in your deviled eggs. First of all, do you eat them? Second, if you do eat them, do you put sweet relish or dill relish? And I'm thinking about doing a number of them sweet relish, a number of them dill relish, and then a number of them potentially with instead of any type of pickle relish in there, jalapeno relish and like some hot sauce and stuff like that. It's kind of like a really devil egg. For relish we use Wickles, and see, I was thinking about doing that in those spicy deviled eggs, but I was like, do I want to use Wickles or do I want to use like pickled jalapenos? So that's my. Okay, Moose is back and he is messing with the. He's muted himself. Oh. The child is being quiet.
The child. I do have this new thing in my office. It's the Charge.
Where'd you get that?
I got this from National Reunion. I believe Eric was selling them on behalf of HQ. So I think HQ sells them now, but a local artist made this for headquarters, and it now sits in my office to remind me why we are here. Same reason for the bracelet, the memorial bracelet of my ancestor. And I didn't clean up my desk before we started. And this.
Yeah.
I'm going to frame that. And I also...
I hope you don't.
I got a picture frame over there. But it's not big enough. It's not big enough, so don't worry.
No. There's no frame except for maybe this one of Barksdale's Charge behind me, or the one in Doc's.
I wouldn't kick Doc out.
We're not kicking Doc out. I'm just saying that size frame.
I just want to let you know, if I ever, and I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion, but if I ever somehow run and elected Mississippi Division Commander, I am taking this up to headquarters.
Nutmeg and deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs? Who eats deviled eggs?
Well, you missed that. I have to make 48 deviled eggs for the family Thanksgiving, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to do them like I'm gonna do it like I'm thinking about doing 16 of traditional, and of those it'd be 16 dill relish, 16 make sure my math is right on that. I did it long-handed a little while ago. While Harrison is, can't him reading not good, me math not good.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What
Yeah,
is
48. So think about doing 16 of a like normal traditional dill relish, sweet relish, and another 16, and then like do some of them as like a flaming hot, deviled eggs, and then like another one of like something weird. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to fix the YouTube video.
Why?
For some reason, it is doing it like the live stream on Instagram
Insta.
normally.
Huh.
It's for some reason vertical, which does not help us out anywhere. So after the episode, it looks like I'm going to be downloading this off of Facebook to republish it. So
I'll just download it off StreamYard.
I will.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So I can't edit the website. I usually have the episode live on our website, but looks like we're not going to be having that.
Yeah. Anyway, so I've got my mic placed like like beside my arm, and I'm trying not to hit the mute button on my microphone.
That's what I do, all the time. Oh, I also got something else from my office. I got, and I want to talk to you about it later. I found I didn't find it. I bought a new Junior Ranger patch. It got thrown away by accident by someone in my family. I got that for going to Vicksburg and a couple other national parks when I was younger. Started me down this crazy road.
Oh, for the cadet stuff.
Yeah. No, it kind of sparked an idea in my head.
I was like, I don't care if you put your Junior Ranger patch on your wall.
I'm gonna actually the frame I had for your face is actually too small for it, so I'm gonna put the patch in it.
Yeah, good. Don't frame my face. That's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, this is part of chat history now.
It's something.
This got us through the episodes you weren't here.
Yeah, it's
you were always here in spirit.
Oh, I was always there in spirit, just not in presence. Anyway,
Connor hopes my house. If there's one thing in my house that would catch fire and not damage anything else, Connor, I think, wants that face picture, and I'm fully ready. For those who don't know or haven't watched our season finale every year, Dixie, our Christmas in Dixie, I'm fully expecting payback on that episode. I'm ready. That's usually when we do stuff like this, so I'm ready. I'm more concerned what you're going to pick. Oh, he's looking for it. No, joyful. Happy Thanksgiving. I am thankful for Connor and this crazy show.
I can't find the picture that I'm looking for, but I found it the other day. I saw it.
Don't upload it.
Oh, yes.
No.
I guess I gotta go back on.
I'm glad I deleted it because I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about and it was in the show.
You have no idea.
It's gonna be this one.
No, it's one I just refound, but I forgot I can't put that on screen.
Hey, I was nice. I picked something that I could put on screen.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I still get people commenting on the meme of that. Get you a partner that looks at you the same way Moose looks at an SCV meeting.
Yeah, no, wasn't that one.
Was it the hook one?
Wasn't the hook one. I got that one.
I'm scared. Share this episode out because I'm running late and haven't done it. Should hang Connor's face on Audrey?
No.
Could you imagine just boom?
Yeah, no. No.
I do have a printout of Jason that I'm gonna put on a T-Rex statue.
Yeah, well, you can do that. Anyway, so to get into Thanksgiving, I did not I did convert it, but it didn't convert on here. Gerg. So Psalms 100, verses 4 and 5 say, enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations. That's from the New King James Version. I like my New King James Version, if y'all don't know. Psalms 107 says, Psalms 107:1 specifically says, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. From another Psalms, let me convert my versions over here. That's one thing about Bible Gateway. I love the website, but because I try to go through and look at the Hebrew and the Greek, it automatically translates it into NIV for that for some reason. But anyway, let us come into his presence with thanksgiving. Let us shout joyful to him with psalms, for the Lord is great God and the great King above all gods. Psalms 136. Come on. There we go. Psalms 136, 1 through 3 says, give thanks to the Lord. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the God of gods, for his mercy endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his mercy endures forever. Colossians 4. Come on, computer. Colossians 4 says, continue earnestly in prayer, being vigilant with thanksgiving. And finally, Ephesians 5:20 Paul reminds us again, giving thanks always for all things to God the Father in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. And again, that's just several places out of Holy Scripture where we are instructed to give thanks and to be thankful, because our God is a God that gives us everything and is a God whose love endures forever. And we should give thanks for his bountiful blessings day-to-day life. I was listening to some praise music before the episode started off, and one of them talks about it's his breath in our lungs. And it wasn't until revival a couple weeks ago I didn't stop to think about it, but indeed it is. He breathes life into us every single day. It's only through his love and grace that we're allowed to have breath in our lungs. And it should be something that we should thank God for. And that's one thing I do every morning when I wake up. I've added that to my prayers. Again, the prayers and other devotions for the use of soldiers of the Confederate Army, which you can get a copy of at Scuppernong Press. Frank Powell did a good job, and past chaplain in chief Herman White, Reverend Dr. Herman White, has in here a Thanksgiving after victory prayer. Almighty God, the sovereign commander of all the world, in whose hand is power and might, which none is able to withstand, we bless and magnify thy great and glorious name for this happy victory, the whole glory whereof we do ascribe to thee, who art the only giver of victory. And we beseech thee, give us grace to improve this great mercy to thy glory and the advancement of thy gospel, to honor of our country, and as much as us lieth to the good of all mankind. And we beseech thee, give us much a sense of this great mercy, as may engage us to a true thankfulness, such as may appear in our lives by an humble, holy, and obedient walking before thee in all of our days, through Jesus Christ our Lord, to whom with thee and the Holy Spirit, as for all thy mercies, so in particular for this victory and deliverance, be all the glory, honor, world without end. Amen. And I'm, yes, indeed, Charles, God bless Herman. He is a real grandson, and he is a hoot to be around. And I hope that he can make it to national reunion, because I want somebody to be against something. And yeah, that's one thing I always look forward to, is when there's a constitutional debate, Herman getting up and
I'm again it.
yeah, exactly. That's just but Thanksgiving, though, is something that is it's more than just a time for us to come together as family, which it is. And of course, with, as I mentioned last week, this Thanksgiving being another special one to me. This is a sorry, I was reading another comment. This being a special Thanksgiving for a chance to come together with family, and I am thankful for that. But it is a time not only for that, but to reflect on what all God has done for us in the past year, and that's really where Thanksgiving somewhat comes from. I was working on, and I closed that note out on my on the recording computer versus the research computer. When I was thinking about what to talk about for tonight, because I did not get a chance to read Catechism this past week. I went into my favorite search ignition. My favorite search engine / AI, which just happens to be Grok. I know Harrison likes ChatGPT. But Grok, Elon made it. And Elon, if you want to sponsor this show, by all means,
We'll give you a deal.
Yes, we will.
In fairness, I only use chat because I've just kept it downloaded on my phone. I want to switch to Grok. I just haven't done it, honestly. So,
but a good
Elon, please.
Yeah.
$1 billion.
Yeah. Y'all share the link off of YouTube and tag him on X. But a good biblical definition of Thanksgiving is primarily an act of grateful acknowledgement of God's goodness, mercy, and sovereign provision, expressed through praise, worship, song, prayer, and sometimes formal offering or sacrifices. It is directed towards God as the ultimate source of every good gift, and it flows from a heart that recognizes his characters and deeds. And that's really where I want to kind of kick off, is the first Thanksgiving that was celebrated in the United, or what's now these United States. Harrison, do you know where the first Thanksgiving was celebrated?
I've actually done some research on this for a video I was hoping to produce, and just haven't had the time to make it and edit it and do the voiceover work. But Jamestown, Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. I know it was in Virginia.
Yeah, it was in Jamestown. It was after the starving times. For those who may not remember, the starving times was the first settlers. They had a really rough winter of things, and people starved. Hence the name, starving times. And in fact, there was some cannibalism that I've seen the skull, and there's fork marks on her skull. Anyway, it was a rough time, but it was in fact in the South. It was in Virginia. The first permanent that was ordered to be permanent Thanksgiving was at Berkeley Plantation, or Berkeley 100, in Virginia. And from my understanding of it, the company that sent people over, when they landed, they were instructed to immediately, once they got past, to get out and have a service worshiping God and thanking him for their voyage and asking his blessing upon the establishment of that. And this was years before the Thanksgiving, before the Puritans even arrived, or what became the Puritans even arrived in Massachusetts Bay Colony. So it is a Southern tradition. It was something started in the South, but it came from, of course, religious traditions. Some things interesting from the core biblical elements of Thanksgiving. It's directed to God alone. Again, some of the Bible verses I read earlier. It acknowledges specific acts of deliverance, provision, or blessing. It is commanded and expected regardless of circumstances. For example, 1 Thessalonians 5:18, give thanks in all circumstances, for it's God's will for you in Jesus Christ. Also Ephesians 5:20 that I read earlier. It's an act of worship. Hebrews 12:28. Therefore, let us be grateful and so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe. Also, again, through Jesus, therefore, let us continuously offer to God sacrifice of praise or fruit of the lips, openly profess His name. Hebrews 13:15, and it's linked to prayer and joy. And that's what the first Thanksgivings, at least Southern Thanksgivings, were about. And if you fast forward several years to the 1860s and the war between the states, we find several examples of Thanksgiving proclamations. Specifically in 1861 and 62, President Jefferson Davis provided Thanksgiving proclamations for various things. The first one actually April 25th, 1861. Whereas it has pleased Almighty God to vouchsafe to our arms signal success in the defense of our country against the wicked invasion of our enemies, and whereas it is meet and proper, we should in all humility acknowledge our dependence upon Him and give Him thanks for His mercies. Now, therefore, I, Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederate States of America, do issue my proclamation setting apart Friday, the 7th day of June next, as this day of fasting, humiliation, and prayer. I do earnestly invite all of our people to repair on that day to their respective places of public worship, unite in supplication for the favor and protection of that providence which has so signally blessed us, given under my hand the great seal, this 25th day of April in the year of our Lord 1861. September 5th, after First Manassas, President Davis said another one. The brilliant victories which, by the blessing of God, have recently crowned our arms of the Confederacy on the plains of Manassas, the western part of Missouri, called for the devout acknowledgement of the people of these states to Almighty God for His mercy and His providential care and presence in the affairs of men. Therefore, I, Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederacy, do hereby appoint Thursday, the 26th day of September, to be observed as a day of thanksgiving and prayer throughout the Confederacy, and invite the people to repair to their churches and unite in rendering thanks to God for His signal mercy and imploring the continuance of His favor and protection. Again, November 7th, 1861, it becomes Christian people in humility and contrition of heart to acknowledge their dependence upon God and to give Him thanks for manifold blessings for which He is pleased to crown our efforts of the establishment of our independence. I, Jefferson Davis, do hereby appoint that Friday, the 15th of November, instant, has a national day of Thanksgiving given under my hand, 7th day of November, 1861. February of 62, once more upon the plains of Manassas, he continues on. August of 62, September of 62, March of 63, August of 63, July of 64, August of 64, November of 64, March of 65. That's a day of just fasting and prayer. So, I mean, we see all this, all throughout that continue on through the. I apologize. I was trying to catch up on what has been said in the chat. But we see all throughout that our Confederate ancestors agreed and understood that they needed to set a time aside to actually sit back and pray and offer thanksgiving for their blessings, but also for their for the victories, but also there in the times of hardship, specifically in 63 after the fall of Vicksburg and Gettysburg. We still have a day of Thanksgiving and day of prayer and things like that. And that's what the Southern tradition should be. It should be a day that we sit back with our families and enjoy time together, but also remember where we get our blessings from. If we were to emulate the virtues of our Confederate ancestors, that's one thing that they did. So that's just several, at least 13 examples of how President Davis ordered the men of that time to do it, and have asked us to continue on. Isn't that right, Miss?
Oh yeah.
So, so yeah. So next time somebody tells you that, I mean, and Lincoln gets all the credit. I mean, of course he does. I mean, the North's deified him. Um, he single-handedly, won the war, blah 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 blah, and all that, other rigmarole that people say. But Lincoln gets the fame for it because he established it for the first time or so. They say, well, no, that's not true. We've been having Thanksgivings, it's as we were declaring Thanksgivings well before he did. People say it was Massachusetts, but no, Virginia did it before Massachusetts did. We were here before they were. So if it was something as simple as that, something as simple as that, there's no telling what else they have lied to you about. So if you are not a member of the SCV and you're coming across this episode, think about that. Let that stir in your soul instead, let that statement serve as an interrogation mark upon your soul, to quote Stephen D. Lee.
Well, I mean, you make a good point. They're lying to you because, I mean, just quickly Google what made Thanksgiving a national holiday, and they're saying Abraham Lincoln proclaimed it, and it became a long-standing campaign, and it was made official by Congress in 1941 after President Franklin D. Roosevelt made a move for it. But there is nothing about Jefferson Davis in this, and of course, the real start of Thanksgiving. They mentioned that George Washington and Thomas Jefferson issued their own proclamations, but no word on Davis, no word on the fact that this was a Virginia thing, a Southern thing of giving thanks. But that's because they were too busy up in northern land with pigs.
Yeah. Tune into our post show a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago on Patreon to find out about that. Or read Albion Seed, and you'll think.
We'll get back on that.
Yeah, I was going through my notes, and they also didn't bathe. But yeah, it said it. One thing I found interesting was there was a little bit of a fight between Massachusetts and Virginia years ago. And say for I'm trying to find it. But I think either Eisenhower and it may have been JFK. Yeah, Virginia's claim, 1619. I think JFK actually got involved and wrote something about it. Yeah, John F. Kennedy acknowledged both Virginia and Massachusetts claims first in his Thanksgiving proclamation in 62, overlooking Virginia. JFK amended his 1963 to say that forefathers in Virginia and Massachusetts set of time signs. So that was his, try to politicians dodge if there ever was one. But yeah, and the current dodge or current thing about the current thing about the why Massachusetts is because they held a feast with it, and they had indigenous people there. So it really wasn't a thing, over in Virginia, but it was.
That is the Virginia First video done by the Abbeville Institute.
Yes, please watch that.
It's a great video. Great doc.
Ah, good job, Loy. See, I haven't had a chance to look at Catechism in a while.
Yeah, we'll get back on that probably as we maybe we can squeeze one more in before the end of season.
Let's look at it. Because I've got a copy online.
The question is, which ones have we done? Let me pull up the playlist. Ooh, been a hot minute. $35. Okay, it's been like 4 episodes since we've done one, so not major.
All right, let's see. Social cause of war. Slavery. I like to read truce for Pickens. Could Lincoln saved how the South independence rebels in the South as Elizabeth Lincoln his national from address. Was Lincoln played? Lincoln was in a truthful statement.
If someone will remind me, I'll watch the episodes.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see it in that original. Oh, it's a separate. It's a separate. I see what you're saying, Lloyd. It's a separate. The same author wrote a book called Virginia First.
Ooh, we should look at that too.
Yeah, and it is done in there. Or in there. So that's yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so that's the that was the actual like meat and potato hard part of the episode. Now here comes the fun part. Moose, what is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would say my family's Thanksgiving traditions are a weird one because we have basically 2. We have one Thanksgiving with family and then we have one Thanksgiving with friends that are basically family. It has really, for me, drove home the idea that family is not only blood, but the people in the gutter of life with you and are there for you and care about you. It kind of drove that home for me. So I would probably say that's my favorite. I do enjoy the nap or the deer hunt after food because I usually eat a lot. And of course, even though it's not on Thanksgiving some years it is, I do enjoy watching the Egg Bowl with my family.
Well, I am.
And
there went your Coke can.
Yep, it went flying. It's spilling everywhere. We're just going to ignore it. And the fact that for the whole week of Thanksgiving, we usually start hunting pretty heavily here in the Dawes family, so we kind of become hard to reach. And it's kind of the unofficial start of a time of rest and recharging our batteries here in the Dawes family.
I feel you there. Normally, so the past few years, I tell this story not to embarrass Susie, but to explain how I got stuck cooking the turkey. So it was probably close to 15 years ago now. No, that's about the time they got married. 15 years ago to be on about 2010. God, time flies. Yeah, probably around 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. Susie was hosting Thanksgiving, and now growing up, when my grandmother was still with us, we'd go to her house for Thanksgiving, and everybody brought something, and it was like get all the cousins together and everything like that. But after she passed, we didn't have her house anymore, and that's so many questions, or not so many questions. All hail the spatula, Tom. Past Commander in Chief Thomas V. Strain Jr. Glad you got the Hope Morgan Ann got you fixed to be able to watch it on TV, but if she didn't, shame on her. Anyway, we that's a coat hanger. That's not a spatula.
I don't have a spatula at my desk, so this
well,
is
you have yet to go through the official trials of the spatula cavalry.
The trials asked too much.
Larry McClinney jumped up with yow. Anyway, I digress. Like so many, there are 500,000 stories about like the patriarch of a family passing on, and then their house no longer being a place to gather. People just went their separate ways. And that of course happened with us after my grandmother passed, and we spent several years just having like having steaks for Thanksgiving, like not your traditional Thanksgiving food, which was, hey, I was fine by that. Anyway, Susie decides to host, and she wanted to do a traditional food and all that good stuff. And I get over to Susie's house, and she pulls this turkey out of the oven, and I'm looking at the turkey, and I'm noticing something. That turkey was like Lieutenant Dan. You know why it was? You know why? You know why it was like Lieutenant Dan there, Harrison?
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Exactly. That turkey didn't have no legs. And I love turkey legs. That is my favorite part of the turkey is the leg. I know that
that's why off so hard.
And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it. I'm like, and it didn't have dark meat or either. It was she just bought a turkey breast, or 2 turkey breasts, and it was good. It was all right. And I swore after that, Susie would never cook the turkey again. So every year since then, pretty much until I got my smoker at the house, I went over to Susie's and cooked the turkey. And then when I got my smoker at the house, I smoked the turkey. And this past year, I started teaching Barrett how to do the turkey in hopes that he would take over. So we start on Wednesday night. Getting the turkey ready. There's a big argument about wet brine versus dry brine, and I'm a dry brine guy. I don't like to have to sit the turkey in water and stuff like that. The dry brine's quicker, works just as well from what I have found. So I dry brine the turkey and then inject it the first round, inject it the second round, and then mix up my special injection for the third round. First round is that night before because the turkey is going to lose juice, and I wanted to replace the juice with the injectable marinade, and then I inject it before it goes on the smoker, and then as it cooks, I know this may be blasphemous to some people, but I re-inject with chicken stock. To replace juices naturally and for it to get some more just actual poultry flavor in there. But while the turkey's on the smoker, I try to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade. And then as soon as it goes off and Santa Claus comes down, I turn on Gone with the Wind and we watch Gone with the Wind. And then as soon as, Red has told her, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, I then go and turn on The Godfather and we watch that until it's time for the Egg Bowl, if it's on. And then I sit there and root for whichever team hasn't ticked me off that year.
I always enjoy, and now I'm not a big NFL guy. There's just I was a Cowboy fans for years. I still kind of am. I still root for the Cowboys a good bit. But after the things of 2020, I just felt like it got too political, and I just want to enjoy my sports. But there's a tradition that is old as time, and that is watching the Lions lose the Thanksgiving game. that became a tradition on accident. We just kind of like throw it on in my house while we're cooking. We start cooking, the night before, but we start grilling stuff, the day of, and we'll be outside grilling, and Dad or one of my uncles will put on the Lions game, and it's become a tradition just to watch them lose, to the point where my uncle has started saying it's not Thanksgiving until the Lions lose the Thanksgiving Day game. So I'm sorry to all the Lions fans out there. That's just how it is. I know they came close last year, and we were all so shocked that we stopped eating to watch the game, and then they lost.
Our big thing that is really, that's kind of our thing is we cook way too much. I think that's everybody's thing, is they cook way too much. But what ends up happening is we all have, I hate to say, eclectic taste, but we've got we got some picky eaters in my family. So like Susie doesn't like celery, and I'm not a big fan of celery. I don't think you're a big fan of celery either, Moose.
No.
So she doesn't like celery in her dressing. So there's like a pan of dressing that has celery and a pan that doesn't have celery. Then there's butter beans. We always have butter beans. This year somebody's bringing sexy back, and it's not me.
Adam?
No. Well, I mean, Adam does every single day. But mac and cheese, cracked green beans, rolls and turnip greens, deviled eggs, sweet potato casserole. Now this is where it gets weird, because we have a fight every year about this. Because we smoke the turkey and the ham, I always insist that we have baked beans. And people are like, that's not a Thanksgiving food. And I want everybody in the comments that's still watching, is baked beans a Thanksgiving food? I think any food can be a Thanksgiving food if you're so inclined.
I'll agree with that.
I would dare argue that baked beans is more of a Thanksgiving food than most foods that we have at Thanksgiving, because Harrison, if you remember in LB&C, what was the big thing that the Yankees in Massachusetts ate?
Beans.
Yeah, that were baked.
Good point.
I mean, so, historically accurate.
I mean, I'm going to be weird here for a second.
Just a second.
Well, I mean, my whole almost 27 years, which hurts my soul a little bit.
Hey, wait till you get that big 3. Hey, it's all downhill after 25. You get that car insurance break, and then, next thing you know, you're a dad, and then you have grandkids, and then you're,
I don't want to turn 30. I'm fighting it with every urge, because I thought 25 was old, mainly because Connor and every one of my other friends group decided to celebrate it by sending me, what's better than 24? 25. And I thought that meme was hilarious when I was in high school, only for it to come back and haunt me for about a week and a half. I had friends send me that every day, not just on my birthday, but I didn't want to turn. I don't want to turn 30. That's officially old, and I don't want it. are officially an adult. I won't throw Connor on the bus yet and say he's old.
Oh no, I'm old. I will freely admit it.
But no. If we do the show long enough, we could end up both turning 40 on this show, which will be scary. But I can't remember the name of the meal per se, so I'm going to simplify it. And my dad and my uncle are going to yell at me for the fact that I've eaten this now for over a decade and can never remember the name of it. But we don't eat turkey in my family. We eat chicken and noodles. It's a fancier dish than that. I'm just drawing a blank on the actual name of it.
Like Alfredo?
Yeah,
Chicken
Alfredo. We do chicken Alfredo. I can never remember the name of it. But my uncle, my dad's closest friend, looked at him and said he was turkeyed out when we were kids, and said he's going to cook chicken Alfredo. He used to cook it all the time in college for him and dad. And so every Thanksgiving we eat chicken Alfredo instead of turkey. To the point where I don't know if I actually eat turkey until Christmas. Ironically, we serve it at Christmas, but not Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something. That's definitely something. I'm not a big mac and cheese fan.
Really, that's one of my.
Seen me order it twice.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of those things that's still like Carl not liking Smokey and the Bandit. It almost feels like unsouthern. Now that's actually something we've started adding. So it started off with just chicken Alfredo, and it has grown tremendously. We used to just and like I would load up on the chickens and the noodles, not the sauce, because again I'm a picky eater. But we start off with that. Now, like one of my closest childhood friends, probably my oldest childhood friends, which by the way, I know that you watch a show occasionally. Congratulations on the wedding. Glad you're back from the honeymoon in time to cook the mac and cheese, because she started cooking mac and cheese and it is phenomenal. I told her that I did not know she cooked, and apparently she really wanted to nail something down, so she got the mac and cheese, which is phenomenal. And now we've started adding more and more stuff. Like we added ribs last year. Again, no turkey. We have never added turkey. I haven't had turkey for Thanksgiving since I was a teenager. And that was from my mom's side of the family when we all got together to celebrate Thanksgiving. We have not in recent years, just because the scheduling of everything. But for my dad's side, I have not eaten turkey for Thanksgiving in years. Probably since I was in middle school, because we started doing this when we were very young. So it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. That's
my ramble for the show, because I had no idea where I'm going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm. Yeah.
Poor Connor's used to it. I can see his look watching me talk about this, and he's like, "Where the heck is he going with this?"
Yes. Hey, listen, I am proud that you are starting to eat the sauce at least.
Yeah. I've tried to grow a bit, but it has to be my choice. I don't like being forced, because when I'm in a mood to eat, because if you can't tell, I do enjoy eating. I don't like trying new things.
Well, it is 8:03 my time, and the weather is about to start here within the next hour. So I am going to I'm going to go ahead and wrap my end of it up here. I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Spend time with your loved ones. Give thanks for the blessings that you've had this past year. Remember those less fortunate than yourselves, especially as we continue to approach the holiday season. There are plenty of great charities out there that can help, as well as local churches that are wanting to do stuff during this time. Harrison, did you know that you could on Operation Shoebox actually go in and purchase the stuff directly from them, and they will build the box for you?
I did not actually.
Yeah, so that's just an interesting. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing out there. Um, Sorry, it was a spam call. Um, so yeah, think about that in your things. Also, think about the fact that currently there are about estimated as of January of last year 32,000 homeless veterans out there. So think about that, and let's use this giving time of the year to think on how we can help those that are less fortunate than us right now. So
Amen.
yeah. Um. So yeah, we will not be on Thursday because Thursday is Thanksgiving Day. So hope y'all enjoy that. Next week, we're kind of mixing things up. Adam could not be on tonight because of another engagement. So he will be on with our final Hearth and Home episode for the year. Remember, he'll talk about the Battle Tour dinner they had at headquarters this past weekend, but he's also going to give everybody a last reminder for the home tour or the Christmas tour up there in Murray County, where you can or see Elm Springs, the Athenaeum, and various other historical sites up there in Columbia. So if you're near the area, definitely go. So yeah, he'll give us our final update, and then I guess our final episode of this calendar year will be. You want to set it for the 8th or the 15th?
Let's see here. Because we'll normally do it early December because we come back, or we've started coming back a bit earlier in January. So tradition says we usually do it the 8th or the 15th. So I guess it's kind of just what everybody's feeling. I'm good with the 8th, and we'll take a 4-week break, which is normal, and then we'll come back on what do you say, the 5th? First Monday in January?
Let me check January's calendar. Yeah, that'll work for me.
All right, yeah. So we'll have just this is funny enough. This is our and just with things happening, this is our second season to only get to 41 episodes.
Wait, how many episodes have we had go to 42?
We've had a lot.
Okay.
So majority of our seasons go to 45, 48. 44, 45 has been kind of common. We have not done 42 or 41 since the first season of the show, actually.
Yeah, well, life sometimes happens.
Yeah, and I mean it's interesting year, but as everybody can tell, our team is growing, so that obviously means there'll be more opportunities for more shows. That was just trivia I was throwing out there for you.
Trivia, you say? You say trivia.
Which, I mean, we've never done. Let's see here. I can actually pull you up and tell you. Let's see here. Let's see here. We're going deep in the records now. Okay, maybe the Moose is wrong. Maybe the Moose needs to shut up. Last year we did 42. Let me look at season 4.
That's it. We're ending on the 15th.
Let's see
That's
here.
15th. Yeah, the 15th.
I thought you said the 8th.
Yeah. 40, 41, 42. We're going to tie last season. 15th will be,
all right,
15th.
so it looks like we normally do 42 episodes.
Okay.
That's on me. The last 3 seasons we've done 40.
And this season we shall as well.
So that's 4 out of the 6 seasons.
We're going to end it with trivia on the 15th.
Oh gosh. A Christmas in Dixie trivia is going to be chaotic.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Hey, what lieutenant general who fought in the Battle of Atlanta and Nashville campaigns became a prominent promoter of women's rights after the war? Tune in on the 15th to get the answer. No
Cooper
in the
C.
elevator.
Cooper.
No.
Cooper!